What is going on, everybody? I am the FDGURU, bringing to you guys a Friday MLB edition of my DFS podcast. We have 11 games on the main slate tonight. We got that NBA single game slate as well between the Timberwolves and Mavericks. We also have 4 games in that early MLB slate starting at 6:40 Eastern. I will have those lineups, FanDuel and DraftKings, on my Dub Club as I usually do. The non-main slates go up over there. You can sign up with the link below for an exclusive $1 promo. Then we have the after hours slate as well. 4 games there at 9:38 Eastern. Also on my Dub Club. We got to get the monkey off our back here. We had a nice sweep of MLB a couple of nights ago, and then we went back to our slumping ways yesterday with the Braves not hitting the ball and, had Skeens on the Pirates everywhere, only had like 3 strikeouts. So let's stick to the process here. We're going to have a huge night sooner than later, and it's going to be nice to be on it because all it takes is one big night to, shake off any sort of slump previously. I'm giving free Guru credits away in this video. I also did a free code yesterday night with the Celtics winning. I tweeted that code. You can go on my Twitter and find that. It's pinned to my profile. I'll give you guys that promo code here after the first couple of my plays. We have an interesting slate tonight. It's 11 games, probably going to be 10 games, possibly 9 games. We have 2 games with rain issues, and it looks like the Baltimore and White Sox game isn't going to play. Looks like a lot of rain issues, and even the Cubs and Cardinals too. Both of these 2 middle games have some rain issues tonight, and that's a shame because the 2 most expensive pitchers on this slate are from those games. It's going to make it basically impossible to target them. You never want to pick pitchers that are in the middle of rain that could possibly be delayed or postponed, especially expensive guys. So Imanaga and Burns are just not going to be on our radars tonight. I love Zach Gallen. He's a guy that I'm looking at. I just posted in my Discord. His Prize Picks fantasy score is way too low right now. Will probably get bumped up. It's at 32.5. I suggest you take that over right now while it's there. I bet you that goes up to 33.5, maybe 34. He's projected for like 34.5 fantasy, so that 32.5 is too low. I like this matchup a lot for him at home against the Marlins. I just don't know if I'm going to be able to get there. Until confirmed lineups come out, cheap bats do not seem like a thing right now. We have a lot of expensive bats that we want to target tonight. We have a Coors Field game with the Phillies against Ty Blatch. So we're going to want to try to spend up there. We have the Dodgers as huge projected run total in Cincinnati against Graham Ashcraft. Minus 155 favorites, 10.5 over under. So we have the Dodgers as a great team. Obviously the Phillies. The Red Sox look great tonight. I live in Mass, and it's hot. It's a little humid, 80 degrees. Ball should be moving, 9.5 over-under at Fenway tonight. The Red Sox look good. There was one other, the Astros too in Oakland. Astros are always a good team to stack against Ross Stripling, who has a 5.2 ERA. So we have a lot of great spots to spend up. So it looks like it's going to be hard to go up at pitcher. Again, Gallen looks good. Verlander looks pretty good at Oakland. He's been a little shaky since coming back, but did display his upside a couple of games ago at Detroit. 8 strikeouts, 55 fantasy points, but then he got kind of rocked against the Brewers. Has a great get-right game, bounce-back game here in Oakland as a minus 180 favorite. So you could look at Verlander, you could look at Gallen. I like those guys, but like I said, the way this slate is shaping out, I don't feel great about a lot of cheap bats. So all the middle guys here look very unappealing, kind of just average plays. If you favor a guy that you like, I guess you could look there. I like Patrick Sandoval. 7,900, great value. He has a great upside. He's gotten hit around to start the year a little bit, a 4.6 ERA, but a lot of things, a lot of optimizers, a lot of projected stuff like Sandoval a lot. He looks like the best value pitcher on tonight's slate at sub 8K. Pretty good matchup against the Guardians. It's a 7.5 over under, so a pretty, fairly low over under. He's at home. He's looked better as of late. Got knocked around by the Royals, but the Royals have been red hot, so that's okay. Outside of that, 3 out of his last 4 starts, he's looked great. Mowed down the Pirates, 7 Ks, 7 innings, 10 Ks against the Phillies in a really tough matchup. He's looked good, and at 7,900, if he can get anywhere over 25 fantasy points, we're going to feel really good. He's projected right now for 29, 30 fantasy points, and we know he has that 50-point upside. So if you pick Sandoval at 7,900, it's going to allow you to dive into those Phillies at Coors Field and look at some Dodgers, and you can really make a nice, strong offensive lineup. Again, there are pitchers that look good up top, Verlander and Gallen. The top 2 guys are in rain, so we can't look at them. Depends. If you find some bats that you like for cheap, you can definitely go up to Verlander and Gallen. I'll figure out what I'm doing later once we get some lineups out there, and if there's any cheap guys batting at the top of lineups. I'm doing 1 infield and 3 outfield value plays in this video. I couldn't find a great second infield value play. We got to get some lineups, and I found 3 good outfield plays. So for the infield, again, you can look at Phillies. I only have 1 Philly in this video. I'm not going to sit here and start, I'm not going to rifle off Phillies at Coors Field. We all know that we should be trying to get, even in a lefty-lefty matchup, doesn't matter. We should be trying to get Harper, Bohm, Real Muto. I mean, I don't need to sit here and act like I'm a professional telling you guys to pick the Phillies at Coors Field. We know that's a priority tonight. Outside of that, I like Freddie Freeman at 3,600. Again, he's still too cheap. 0 for his last 8 over the last 2 games, but he was really starting to get hot before that. We had him 3 games ago in Arizona, or against Arizona in LA. Hit that grand slam. That was huge. Bringing his average up, though, to 286. Again, I've said it in previous videos. I expect his power to get going a little bit. Dodgers in a fantastic spot tonight. The second highest team run projected total tonight behind the Phillies at Coors Field. They should be able to hit Graham Ashcraft. We all know Cincinnati is a hitter's ballpark, and it's very hot there today. It's over 80 degrees. The ball should be going. The Dodgers could put up a crooked number tonight against Ashcraft. Lefty-righty matchup for Freeman. I don't have Ohtani in this video, but if you wanted to spend up there too, he's very expensive, but he's projected the most fantasy points on this slate. I do like Freeman at 3,600, though. I do feel like he should be closer to 4K at this point. Second play, like I said, I'm doing 3 outfield plays. Our 1 Philly, and he's just too cheap. By far the cheapest Philly in the top 5 of this lineup. Nick Castellanos, 3,300, righty-lefty matchup against Ty Blatch. Easy play here. He hasn't had a great year, but I feel like with those 5 home runs, I feel like every time I pick Castellanos, he homers for me. The way this season's been going, a lot of guys have been screwing me over. Cough, cough, Ronald Acuna. But Castellanos seems to do well. I know he's not hitting the ball necessarily well so far this year, but we had him last slate, he homered. I feel like every time he's homered, I've had him. So I'm just getting good vibes with Castellanos tonight. Again, at Coors Field, you should have good vibes with every Phillies player in this lineup tonight. 3,300, by far the cheapest guy in the heart of this lineup, so he looks really good. Grades out as one of the best value bats on the slate. Going over to my website for that Guru credit code, go to the shop page. I currently have my registration emailing screwed up. I'm having my developer fix it, so if you're having problems creating an account on my website, just DM me your email that you signed up with, and I can confirm it myself. Hopefully that registration problem is resolved, by the end of the weekend, maybe Monday, Tuesday at the latest. But go over to my website. These credits are used for all main slate stuff. NBA will have single game content tonight. Cash and GPP for FanDuel and DraftKings. MLB, same deal for the main slate. These coins, you go to the shop page to buy them, and then you use them on my content. Use this code for 10 free credits. It's the date. I forget the date. May 24, MLB, all caps. If you type that in, then hit apply coupon, you'll see the website reload itself after a couple of seconds, and you'll get 10 credits. Just like this video, subscribe, and put my alerts on, because, if you're here right now and you're subscribed, that means you want to see these videos, so put the alerts on so you don't miss any future videos and giveaways. For my last two plays in the outfield, we're going to go to Corbin Carroll. The Diamondbacks don't look bad tonight. They're pretty big favorites against Braxton Garrett of the Marlins. Garrett is getting crushed to start the year. He has a 10.2 ERA. Now, that's a little inflated because he's only started 2 games. But those 2 games, he's gotten lit up. And Arizona's a hitter's ballpark. He's pitched 9 2/3 innings so far this year and has given up 11 runs and 12 hits. So this guy, while the strikeouts are there, he's getting hit around, and he's getting hit around hard. He looks bad to start the year. I do like the Diamondbacks. Corbin Carroll, I know it's a lefty-lefty matchup, but I just went on his stats before this video, his splits, to see how he's hitting righties and how he's hitting lefties. I mean, granted, he's not hitting anyone well so far this year, 191 average, but if he's going to be batting second or first tonight, in his splits, he's actually hitting 150 against righties this year and 245 against lefties. Now, those numbers aren't great, but 245 against lefties isn't bad. So it's not like the Diamondbacks are going to just put him in the back of the lineup because it's a lefty on the mound. He's been hitting lefties better this year, so I'm not afraid of that. He was $3K for a while. People were picking him. Now he's $2,900. I mean, he just can't do anything more than get one hit in a game. We know what he's capable of. He can hit a homer at any time. He's a 5-tool player. Great rookie season last year. He's got to just get it going, and I still have faith in him. He's on a 5-game hitting streak. Granted, he only has 1 hit in all 5 of those games, but hit a triple against Tyler Glasnow last game that kind of opened up the door, and Glasnow ended up getting kind of rocked. Hopefully he gets something going again. It's a good matchup against Garrett. Lefty-lefty benefits him more than most lefties do, and he's just cheap at $2,900, so I don't mind that play. And then our last play, $3,300. I mentioned the Red Sox earlier. Let's target another team here. Again, top 2, easily the Phillies and Dodgers tonight. I think the Red Sox get in the mix, though, for that third spot for offenses to stack tonight. Jarren Duran has been fantastic for the Red Sox. 270 average, power not really there, but I do feel like he's one of the more powerful leadoff hitters in the MLB. Just hasn't really gotten it going, but $3,300 looks like a good price on Duran. Pretty good matchup against Bryce Wilson of the Brewers. Bryce Wilson doesn't usually go deep in the games. He averages 4 innings a start, so the Red Sox could be getting into the Brewers bullpen early in this game. And like I said, it's pretty warm in Boston, so we see a 9.5 over/under as Red Sox are minus 140 in this game as a favorite. Duran's been going, though. I mean, he's on a 8-game hitting streak, 2 homers in there, 2 triples, back-to-back games with 2 doubles. So he's going. As you can see here, double-digit fantasy points in all but 1 game during this stretch. So he looks pretty good. $3,300 isn't the cheapest price, but I do think it's a little too cheap for how he's going right now. I like Duran in the outfield as a guy who's just been hot, and he has a couple of stolen bases in there. We know he can steal as well. He can do a little bit of everything to get you fantasy points. That'll do it for this video, guys. Hopefully we can get some more cheap bats in these confirmed lineups later on, and get over to my Dub Club for the early slate, the after-hour slate, and all extra content in terms of betting. Till next time, I am the FD Guru. Peace.